All right. Stream number 2. Hello. You're welcome. All right, let me read this. Well, thank you, and have a good time at work. I'm no musician. No one's watching right now. So I guess in the future, if some people just dig through my live streams for some reason just to watch it all, you'll find that jingle. My hair is so thin that if you look at it like this, you could see my skin. My hair is really thin, like especially with my beard. Look how thin that is. It's short, but it's thin. If I do this, you can see how thin my hair is. Look at my hairline. My hairline is terrible. No, I think it's supposed to be like this. There we go. Can you get copyright struck for humming a song on a live stream? I bet that's possible, so I shouldn't hum. But when I was tapping out, those jingle bells. Jingle bells. I'm not going to sing it. I'm a terrible singer anyway. And I don't want to get copyright struck. Mm-hmm. 20 minutes have been reached. I trimmed my beard right before this live stream. When will somebody join? I'm all by myself. Is the thumbnail of this stream just gonna be me mid-yawn? I don't pick the thumbnails for the stream. I don't know how to do that. So I have no idea what's gonna appear. I have no clue. Well, if anyone chooses to watch, I guess I could say that Christianity gets the job done. Christianity gets the job done. Nobody is watching right now still. Do. I'll cut it off at 45 minutes if no one joins by then. But Christianity gets the job done. You get that relationship with Jesus. That's all you really need. So, currently I am at 256 subscribers. I don't know what that's going to look like in 10 years. I'm busy with college now. I can't upload every day. It's Friday night, Labor Day weekend, Monday's off. Should I stream Monday? I am asking myself. I think I should. Maybe not. I need to get that history paper done. I'm halfway done with it. I could probably knock it out. It's really long. I'm going to probably knock it out in 3 days, just doing maybe 45-minute sessions of working on it. Do that 3 times. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and get it done. I'm looking at the shadow under my eyes, or under my eyebrows. I'm bored. I have nothing else better to do. This is what I used to do in high school. I still do it now in college. I'll put a pencil in my ear. Well, I don't do it as much now in college, but like in the middle of class, I'll just by instinct put it in my ear like this when I'm writing or when the teacher's talking and I'm not taking any notes at the moment, like explaining something they wrote down, I'll just boop. There we go. I'm gonna make a meme. It's an earthquake. No. That wasn't funny. I'm bored. I'm sorry. I have nothing else better to do. Making a meme is hard. It's got to be generic but specific at the same time. It's got to be generic enough so it could be used in many different ways that is still funny. No, I mean, yeah, generic so it can be used in ways so it could be applied to many different situations. And then it's specific. It needs to be specific so that it could actually be unique and funny. So Like, and I guess anyone can make a meme if they have enough of a following. Like Jacksepticeye, he did the bell meme. He just held out a bell and said, "This is the meme. It's just a bell. Internet, do what you want with it." So, thought that was interesting. I watched that video a few years ago. And come to speaking about Jacksepticeye, I haven't seen one of his videos in a long time. He's cool. I remember watching his Kerbal Space Program videos. Those were awesome. Those are funny. And his turbo dismount videos. I love that. I don't know who I came across first, Jacksepticeye or Markiplier. But like Markiplier's Try Not to Laugh, those are the best Try Not to Laugh videos out there. However many there are, like 23. Oh, and Jacksepticeye, I watched his playthrough of the game Undertale. So his playthrough of the game is really good. So it was interesting, got me into the game and got to see the story. So yeah, that's how I came across Undertale. What was that? It was during COVID, and I was supposed to do my schoolwork, but school had been canceled. And so I was just um, postponing the work because there's no consequences. And all week I would watch Jacksepticeye's Undertale gameplay. And then, what was it? We were learning how to factor, and I couldn't understand it at first. It was a Sunday night, like 11 p.m., and I was doing the work that was due in an hour. And then I couldn't finish it. So my parents got kind of upset because it was 8th grade me. I was stupid back then. Yeah. Still nobody has joined. I need to watch a Hollow Knight game playthrough. Like I tried once many years ago and I got bored of it watching the playthrough. I should get into it. It seems interesting. This is a pin. Do you see it not bounce up? Well, if you do this, we all did this when we were kids. So the pin is now extended. And when it hits the ground, it's going to go in. It's going to click in. then it's going to launch it. So if that wasn't high enough. There we go. I don't know if you can see that well, but yep. Mechanical pencil, pen, which is longer. Mechanical pencil's longer by a little bit. Ooh, it's mirrored. So if I were to write, hold on. Will a mechanical pencil even show up on my forehead, writing hello? No. Which is stronger? Both of these have a push on them, or a push thingy on ends of them. I'm going to put them together. Looks like the pen is weaker. Yeah, the pen is always weaker. I need that mechanical pencil just in case. My hand is tired. My thumb. Tired. Someone joined and left. Hmm. I'm gonna fart. I don't know if you heard that. uh, Nobody is watching. What color are my teeth? They're pretty white. My beard is so thin you can't even see it. There's hair here. Yep, there's hair all the way up till here. There's like these circles, and they measure the volume. There's 6 of them. And if they're white, that means the volume is empty. And if it's green, that means that volume is filled in. So 1 green circle is quieter than 2 green circles, and so on and so forth. Doing this only ever gets it up to 3 green circles out of the 6. And doing this, let me see how many this gets. Also only 3. This is a hook. Will it stick to my mouth? Yes, it will. This hurts, but yes, it does. Ow, ow, ow. I'm just throwing pins. Uh, when I was a kid, I was always told to say thank you and you're welcome. I never say you're welcome. I only ever say thank you. Like, have you noticed that? When 2 people do something for each other, kind things to each other, one says thank you, then the other says no, thank you. And we use thank you as a replacement for you're welcome. And even the word please could be thank you. You can replace it in certain circumstances. So you're welcome is almost, you don't ever have to say it. You don't ever have to use it. You could just say thank you. Well, there might be an instance where your welcome is more appropriate. I can't speak. Where saying you're welcome is more appropriate. That doesn't even sound like, how do you spell it? Appropriate. Appropriate. There we go. That's how you pronounce it. So, if you go to a restaurant and the waiter gives you your food or your drink, whatever, your beverage, and you say thank you, they could either say thank you for basically coming there, spending money, giving them money so that you can eat. So you're giving them money, giving them work, so they can say thank you back and it would still make sense. So they don't have to say you're welcome. And what was I gonna say? What would be an instance where a thank you would not be as effective as a you're welcome? It's kind of complicated. My thought is the difference between you're welcome and thank you is when you say you're welcome, you're saying they did nothing for you, but you did something for them. But when you say thank you say that you did something for them, but you're not saying no, when you say thank you, you're saying that they did something for you. But when you say thank you, you don't say that you did something for them. But your welcome is opposite. So saying thank you and you're welcome, you can say that thank you and you're welcome if you two did something nice to each other. When it comes to what could be a good example? Well, if someone does something for you and you don't do any work, 95% of the time it's a situation where you're paying them to do the work. So a plumber comes by, fix your toilet. That actually happened today. My parents' bathroom, we had to get a plumber for the toilet. Anyway, if a plumber comes by and fixes your toilet and you pay them, you can say thank you and you're welcome at the same time. Or you could just say, if the plumber says thank you to you, you could say no, thank you. If you say thank you to the plumber can say no, thank you. So it's still a you're welcome. It has the same. So when you say thank you to somebody, you I'm overanalyzing this. I'm bored. If you say thank you to someone, you're not disacknowledging that you. Hold on, let me scratch that. I think it'd be easier to understand my thought process if I use a you're welcome. That's what I meant to use. So if you say you're welcome to somebody, you're not denying that they did something for you, but it can appear that way. The connotation of that phrase could be, oh, hey, they did nothing for me, or the lack of a thank you is worse than a lack of a you're welcome. A lack of a thank you is worse than a lack of you're welcome in this culture, I think. So if two people do something for each other, saying you're welcome, you're welcome can also be used as an insult. And so can thank you. Because of sarcasm. But which is more rude? Which is more rude? Saying if you punch somebody in the face and you say you're welcome, that's more rude than if you punch somebody in the face and say thank you. Is it? I don't know. I'm overanalyzing it. It would depend on the circumstance. It would depend on the situation. But my thought is if you say thank you, that means they did something bad to you. So it's an act of revenge. But if you say you're welcome, it could just be you being a jerk, saying you're welcome, and then after you punch somebody in the face. But I'm overanalyzing things. I really thought these streams would get more views. It looks like nobody is interested in religion. I mean, if you doubt your religion, even once, you should look into other religions. We all doubt at some points. When was the last time I doubted? I have no idea. It's been a long time. Been over a year for sure. I doubted for maybe 10, 15 seconds one time. But then I thought back to the 24 elders and the 32 one ticks from Revelation 4. And I was like, huh, that makes sense. I mean, the chance of that adding up is very low. Just re-solidified my belief. I think the most convincing point and the whole thing has to be the 24 elders and 32 one ticks. Probably the most convincing thing. Not by much though. Revelation 13, Ezekiel 9, Daniel 7 is pretty good too. But that one specific argument, the 24 elders, the 4 living creatures, and the 4 cherubim, making the 32 one ticks. That's probably the most convincing. And then you have, if you look at each individual chapter, what is the most convincing chapter in the Bible that supports Octotheism? That would be Revelation 4. Because there's so much stuff in Revelation 4. You have what does it start off with? Starts off with God sitting on the throne. A rainbow is around him. There's 7 lampstands, which are called the 7 spirits of God, directly called 7 spirits of God. And there is a sea of glass around the rainbow. And the rainbow glowed like an emerald. And then all that's explained. It's complicated. It ties to other parts of the Bible. So each of the lampstands represents a color of the rainbow. So there's 7 colors to the rainbow. 7 of the 8 spirits of God. Jesus is the glass around the throne, more specifically amber glass. Because he's the one who died on the cross. So he's in a different body than the other 7. So 8 spirits of God total. We have Jesus. And then the other 7. The reason why I don't think there's just 7 spirits of God is because, well, if you look in Revelation 3 verse 1, it's Jesus says that he holds the 7 spirits of God. It says the one who holds the 7 spirits of God. And who can hold a spirit of God? Who can hold the spirits of God? Only God can. So 7 plus 1 is 8. So those 7 spirits of God are referring to the 7 non-Jesus spirits of God. So you get the total of 8. And plus 7 wouldn't work anyway with the octotheistic theories. 9 wouldn't work. Only powers of 2 would work. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, powers of 2. And the number of properties, 4 properties yields 8 spirits of God. If there was just 1 property, there would be 1 spirit of God. If there was 2 properties, there would be 2 spirits of God. If there was 3 properties, there would be 4 spirits of God. If there were 4 properties, there will be 8 spirits of God. And it turns out that 4 is the only one that works. 5 doesn't work, 3 doesn't work, but 4 does. And if you look in Ezekiel 9, we can see each of the spirits of God. We see all 8 there. All 8 of them are there. And if there's at least 8 spirits of God, well, there must be at least 4 properties. So we know 1 isn't true, 2 isn't true, and 3 isn't true. But 4, at least 4 is true. And the whole thing from Revelation 3:1 and Revelation 4 with the 7 lampstands, saying the 7 spirits of God, then we add 1, which is Jesus. It really pinpoints down saying, hey, there's a there 8 works. 8 makes sense. If there were 16 spirits of God, where's the other 9? I mean, we can account for Jesus, but then there's 8 more you got to account for. Where are they? It won't work. And it turns out with the 24 elders and their property values, they are it works with 8 spirits of God, because we have 24 elders based off 6 of the 8 spirits of God. In Ezekiel 9, we had 6 entities that were common with each other. And in Revelation 4, there are 4 living creatures. In Ezekiel 9, God the Father is the one giving instructions. And then we have Jesus, who is the one clothed in linen in Ezekiel 9. And back in Revelation 4, those 4 spirits based off of Jesus's property values are not mentioned. So I believe those are the cherubim. So there are 32 angelic one-ticks, also known as the archangels, basically. If there are 4 properties, and you can tick a property, just one property once, from a spirit of God, you can get 4 different angelic one-ticks from each spirit of God. Because there's 4 properties you can tick. Like, let's say God the Father, you could tick the tendency to have anger, the tendency to have the inverse of forgiveness, the tendency to have faith/grace, and the tendency to love. You can tick each one time, and you would get a different spirit. You'd get a different archangel. And if there are 8 spirits of God, you can do that 4 for each. So it turns out there's 32 angelic one-ticks. And, well, it kind of works. It kind of makes sense. Because if you read Ezekiel 9, God is split into 3 groups. God the Father, God the Son, and the other 6. In Revelation 4, the angelic one-ticks are split into 3 groups. The one-ticks based off God the Father, the one-ticks based off of Jesus, and the one-ticks based off of the other 6. So how many spirits would be based off of the 6 spirits of God, or 6 of the 8 spirits of God? What's 6 times 4? 24. There are 24 elders. So it's a good argument. 4 properties works. And 8 spirits of God works. And of course, there's going to be 8 spirits of the devil as well, which have the same property values as God, but the tendency to love is 0%. There's 4 living creatures in Revelation 4. And they are based off God the Father. In Revelation 4, we see 28 of the 32 one-ticks. I wonder, how did the word typo become a thing? I'm going to Google that. Ooh, I got the 4. I'm scared to know how loud it could get. You can get up to 6 circles. Ooh, I can copy this. All right. I'm gonna end the stream. Nobody's here. Nobody's watching. I'm tired. I don't have anything else to do, but I'm gonna wait. You know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I have an hour and 50 minutes before bed. How does this look on stream? That can make a good YouTube short. Me extending it and then descending it. I'm going to talk about something completely unrelated. Nobody's watching, whatever. When you pee into a toilet, and if it's like a dark yellow or a very pale yellow, has nothing to do with how hydrated you are. Because you see, compared to the water in the toilet bowl, your urine has basically no water in comparison. The toilet bowl dilutes it. So what you see in the toilet is nowhere near as yellow as it actually is. So when you go to the bathroom, when you go into a toilet, and you use it, then you come back 1 hour later and you use it. It has nothing to do with how hydrated you are. And let's say you come back 8 hours later. That 1 hour time gap, you're going to have an eighth as much urine as, I shouldn't say urine, I should say the stuff in your urine that makes it yellow. In that 1 hour gap, you're going to have an eighth as much of that material as if you wait for the full 8 hours. If you wait for the full 8 hours compared to 1 hour, your body, your kidneys, your bladder, it's gonna, whatever makes your urine yellow is gonna build up at the same rate. So the color of your urine in the toilet bowl has nothing to do with how hydrated you are, but rather how long has it been since you used the bathroom. So that's why in the morning you're not dehydrated. It's just been a while since you used the bathroom. Every time you use it in the morning, first thing you get up, you use it. It's really yellow. That's because it's been a while. It has nothing to do with your hydration. You can drink water all night. If you don't use the bathroom at all at night and then you use it, it's going to be a deep yellow. And there's nothing you can change about it because it has to do with how long it's been. Now, if you pee into a cup, the statement holds true that the more dehydrated you are, the deeper the yellow is going to be. That it's true because there's no extra water diluting it. But if you do it into a toilet where there's already water, the water's just going to dilute it, and it's just going to be, well, what? I'm going to Google real quick. What makes urine yellow? Urobilin. Okay, so urobilin is what makes, or urobilin, I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with a U, but urobilin is what makes your urine yellow. And your body, let's say, produces it at a constant rate, or it's filtered out of your blood at a constant rate. Your kidneys work while you're sleeping. Your kidneys work while you're awake. It's filtered out of your blood at a constant rate. So when you go to the toilet and let's say if you're dehydrated, very little water is going to be in your urine, and there's going to be a lot of urobula. But if you were hydrated and you went to the bathroom, there's going to be some water and the same amount of urobula, the same amount. But all that water in the toilet bowl completely throws out the difference in how it's gonna look. Whether you're hydrated or dehydrated, it's gonna look the same because the water in the bowl dilutes it. I hope I made my point clear. Anyways, it's just a random thought I had. I'm sure you've all heard of this one, but nothing is on fire. Fire is on things. Think about it. When wood burns, is the wood on the fire? Well, kind of. I should ask a better question. Is the fire on the wood? That's the question. And yes, the fire is on the wood. If it's underneath it, if it's touching the wood and it's on the outside of the wood, it's on the wood. So nothing is on fire. Fire is on things. So it's weird. It's weird to think about. Um just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 glue sticks. 4 are jumbo. Is there an expiration date on this thing? Disappearing purple. I'm gonna Google. Do glue sticks go bad? Yep, they can expire. I'm gonna test it. Yeah, this glue is definitely... This is like school glue. I don't know why I have so many glue sticks. But I have 9 of them. What's even crazier is my stock of Scotch tape. I shouldn't say the company name. That was a mistake. Oh well, I don't care. I have over 50 little boxes of tape. Because when I was in middle school, I wanted to build a massive paper airplane out of construction paper. Build a 1-foot paper plane, a 2-foot, a 4-foot, and an 8-foot. So we had a ton of construction paper. The 8-foot paper plane took 512 pieces of construction paper. 512. I think. Because is that 8 cubed? It was 8 cubed. I know that. Because each construction paper was 1 foot long. And I wanted to make it 8 layers thick, 8 layers wide, 8 layers long. So 512, I think, is it. Anyway, and I use a bunch of tape. I'm not going to say the company name again. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. Anyways, I used the tape to make the plane, to put it together. And to hold the wings up, for the 2-foot plane, I used jumbo cards. So, do I have any of them around here? I do not. But playing cards, like king, ace, queen, jack, 1 through 10 of the 4 hearts, spades, clovers, what's the 4? Diamonds. Yeah, so I used 2 of those, actually 4 in total I think I used, to hold up the wings. Then for the 4-foot one, I used pencils, and I taped the pencils to keep the wings up. And it actually flew pretty well. Out of all the planes I built, the 4-foot one flew the best. And then I went to make an 8-foot paper plane, and I used water bottles to keep the wings up. It was heavy. It was like 6 pounds or something like that. Is that how heavy it was? It was over a pound. I know that. It was either 0.6 pounds, like something 0.6 pounds, or 6 point something pounds. I know there was a 6 in there, but it was a heavy paper plane. Oh, that's not very helpful. It's giving me a wide range. Anyway, I have a ton of construction paper left over, and it's over in the game room right through this wall. It's just sitting there. Construction paper, because I was gonna build a 16-foot, but I didn't do it. I didn't start on it. I think I did start on it, but I didn't finish it. That was like middle school. Anyways, the 8-foot paper plane, we kept in the garage for a long time. But then it got all wet. God, I don't know how it happened. It just started to not last. So my dad threw it out without telling me. He threw it out. So it's gone. Well, I see why he threw it out. It was bent. It wasn't in good shape anymore. It was all, yeah, no. And I could never build a plane like that again. I was having back pain building that paper plane. I was having back pain. It was, yeah. You know what? Where are my math papers? There they are. This is so thick. I'm surprised every time I see it. There's dust everywhere. Just get all the dust off of it. Oh, it's on that binder. Why do I have binders? And I don't even use these. I have binders down here. Ooh, dice. No, these aren't dice. Oh, these are dice. I don't know. My mom got me these. We play board games, and I fiddled with the dice a lot. So my mom got me about 20 dice, multicolored. They're so awesome, aren't they? Look at them. Whoa, don't fall on the floor. Oh, they all fell. I was going to build a tower and show you. Okay, let's count how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I have 25. Normal dice are pretty... Normal dice are pretty uninteresting. But I have more interesting dice I want to show you. Still nobody's watching the stream, so people are just going to have to, if they're bored, if they want to figure stuff out, they want to watch my videos for secrets, watch the streams for secrets. It's keeping me entertained. All right. These are the special dice. These dice are interesting. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all 7 of them. Can't really see this one. So the first dice, it's a 4-sided dice. 4 sides. This is my favorite one, the 20-sided dice. Yeah. It's a dice. I'm going to try stacking them. I want to make the highest tower I can possibly make with all of these dice. Okay, that's a good sign. A lot of them are flat on the top and bottom, except for the 4-sided dice. So the 4-sided dice is going to have to go on top. No! Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I did it! They're balanced. Can you see that? No, you can't. It's not tall enough. But I balanced them. How did they even get this in here? This foam piece. I can't get it out. It's stuck. Mhm, mhm,